Hello everybody, Manithral here and welcome to the weekly update video for OSRS. Now this week we see Halloween 2022 and we have a cool little image here at the top right showing Death being, well, sitting behind, looks like a Halloween outfit for his dog. However, we have the feedback and responses also for today. The payment interface for using Bank of Arania Alter, aka ZMI, will show that the player has having 0 of whichever rune is in the 4th slot of the Divine Rune pouch. If said pouch has a Trevor parchment used on it. This will be resolved via the cold fix with next week's game update, so in the meantime the bug is purely visual and the 4th slot does work for the payment. Some players report that the Divine Rune pouch only holds 3 types of runes after the Trevor parchment is used on it. They deployed a hotfix that should fix this issue, making sure to let them know if you run into any other problems with the Divine Rune pouch. They saw a handful of reports that some runes weren't being consumed when spellcasting, so they deployed a hotfix that should fix that. But otherwise, Halloween 2022 is here, so Varrock is up to the brim with different types of decorations, so do go and check that out. I really love the cauldron that they have out, that little area. That looks pretty cool. But this year's event is a little different than the previous ones, but rest assured that everybody's invited and absolutely no prerequisites. So everyone can join in spooky fun, not spooshy fun. While most of the actions can be found in or around Varrock, a handful of particularly generous NPCs can be found getting into the spirit of things further afield, so keep an eye out for that. But there is some wicked cosmetic treats. Also, if you haven't remembered, Fresh Starts Worlds last week saw the release of for OSRS, and I gotta say, guys, you know, I know there was a lot of concern and stress about Fresh Start Worlds, but it seems to be going pretty good, and there's a lot of people enjoying it and having fun, so do go and check it out. And if you have been missing out, there is the official OSRS website, so do go check that out. Also, the Quest Speedrunning and Poison Dynamite betas, so there has been more going on with this. But Prince Ali and Beneath Cursed Sands have been added to the Quest Speed Running Worlds as open betas, so your times won't be saved and won't count towards rewards, but your participation will be immensely valuable. But maybe Sands and things, so perhaps something more explosive. So players are finding the dynamite utilized as a 1x1 explosion. There are 2 solutions to this problem. So they'd like to see people try it out and see what happens. The first option is place poison dynamite to explode in a 3x3 area rather than a 1x1. So this should make it easier to get that poison ticking on larger NPCs, since it'll be providing it difficult to land on a 1x1 explosion based on the true tile. The second is to enable players to use the poison dynamite directly on NPCs like a sticky bomb. I kind of like the 3x3 area because I think it should be, you know, a little bit harder to use, but not overly hard. And in the beta worlds, both options will be functional, although they would like to pick one or the other, so do send feedback if you or somebody testing it out. Poison damage increased from 6 in line with the poison plus weaponry. A new chance to hit calculations have the base player's loadout rules the player's chosen combat style against the appropriate NPC's defense. No longer poisons NPCs if the initial explosion deals 0 damage. No longer hits multiple NPCs in multi-way combat areas, which I don't know about that. And no longer works inside the fight caves. There is a winter game jam coming in 2022, so this is going to be pretty awesome. Every game jam has brought good updates for both of these. So, the team really enjoyed working on so many different ideas and seeing what everybody thought about them. So, and perhaps you'll hear more in the near future about some of these things they pitched back in April. In the meantime, we'll be excited to know that they're hosting another game jam next week. So that's pretty awesome. I love game jams. Other changes, there is some other things going on. So players may now use the Trover parchments on the Divine Rune pouch rather than reobtain the thread of Elidness after dying in the wilderness. iOS users can now make use of the bond voucher codes added with last week's game update. The agility skill guide now shows the correct range level required for the bow of Fardinen. I don't know how you say that. The Hard Desert Diary task requiring a player to kill a Locust Rider now only completes upon killing a Locust Rider and will not apply when the other BCs are killed in the general area. Fix the bug where wearing the hollowed ring meant that the players could ignore all obstacles when at 1 HP inside the hollowed collier. This was hotfixed last week, but they wanted to make sure it was included in this as well. Fix the bug which allowed players to skip obtaining Silverlight on the quest speedrunning worlds. Fix the bug which allowed people to skip obtaining certain required items for Ernest the Chicken on quest speedrunning worlds. And of course, the fan content policy. Basically, you're allowed to make stuff and use whatever the likeness stuff within the game. It's just you can't have it commercialized where you're being basically paid for it. It's basically, you could do stuff for like fanfiction.net. You can make your comics and stuff like that. But you're not receiving a direct payment for that in return. And it's not hidden behind a paywall where people have to pay like a membership in order to even get to it. So it's just, you guys got to remember, it just can't be paid for commission, for publication, or commercial use. That's all it really is. And then you have the PvP World Rota, which is period B, 560 UK PvP, 579 US high risk PvP, 561 UK free to play PvP, 580 US LMS competitive. World 390 AUS LMS competitive has been deactivated with this Rota. And PvP Arena is using Zerker loadout. Also, don't forget to check out the merch store. There's some Halloween goodies in there. There's also the Darklight and Silverlight in there. I see that. So do go and check that out if that suits your fancy. But that'll be it for this week, guys. I can't wait to see what Game Jam has coming on. So enjoy the spooky time of the year, if you will. And thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, later, guys.